get this going. Okay. Whew. Hello, everyone. So, that is so weird. What is causing that? Anyway. So, hi, everyone. Yeah, this is my new streaming time here. So, for those who don't know, I am Joseph Lebrec, and I stream just about every week unless something comes up for Adobe for Education as an Adobe Education leader. And I also, let's bring up, yeah. So Adobe does maintain a calendar of education events, including our live streams, and you can look at all upcoming events here. Unfortunately, my old time is still up there, but that should be switching here pretty soon. And you can get to everybody's streams, all of the AELs who stream, from this link as well. And I'll go ahead and paste that into the chat here. Oops. Wrong spot. Boom. There we go. All right. Feel free to say hello in the chat as we go through this. So today I am looking at another of the Substance 3D applications. We're going to look today for at Substance 3D Painter, right? So we looked a few weeks ago at Sampler, right? And, you know, I mentioned at that time, this was probably about a month ago now, I mentioned at the time that that I was intending to look at more of the Substance 3D collection apps as we go through week to week. And what happened was Adobe started releasing a whole bunch of cool stuff that is Firefly based. And, you know, that prompted me to explore that stuff instead. So the term explore here is really important because, you know, in the past, I've done a lot of work with Substance 3D Stager. However, a lot of the other Substance collection apps, I just have very peripheral knowledge of, including Painter. So I've never really used Painter before. It's always interesting to see someone actually do something with Painter, which is nice. Oh, look what just happened. Adobe Live is now simulcasting your live stream to their audience. Well, thank you, Adobe Live, very much. That's perfect. Great timing. So let's get into it, since a lot more people will be popping on here soon, as they are featuring this stream right now. Okay, cool. And don't forget, go ahead and say hello in the chat. Let me know what you're up to. And we'll proceed with Painter. So yeah, actually a new version of Painter came out today, or overnight rather. So if we go to the Creative Cloud app, we can see Substance 3D Sampler and Painter were both updated today. Sampler was a smaller update, and Painter actually bumped the version number up to version 9. You can see here, it's a major release, including paint along a path, allowing you to create 3D curves, new path tool presets, and a new selection of default base materials. So all I've done inside of this item here is, that's weird, Adobe Live is like giving me notifications over on the side here as I'm going through stuff. Yes, thank you. So yeah, all I've done here, I downloaded this model from the Substance 3D collection. And let's see, yeah, there we go. So there's the model, it's just a human skull. So we've got this model here. And we can move it around. There's a bunch of like keyboard shortcuts that you need to know in order to effectively do things like, rotating, free transform with the camera, and panning and stuff inside of Substance 3D Painter. And I've noticed a lot of the 3D apps use very different things. Because I'm used to using spacebar, Like in Photoshop, you want to pan around, you hit spacebar. It's a shortcut key to do the pan tool. And then you can just pan your view around. Very, very simple. That does not work in these applications. You have to use Alt or Option and then click. And you're able to get to the sort of, I don't know what this tool is even called. I guess it's, yeah, camera translate, right? Or camera rotate, one of the two. Oh, this would be rotate. Yeah, camera rotate. And you also have the ability to, move stuff around, to pan, and things like that. Unfortunately, so I'm on Mac OS, and the default for just panning up and down, left and right with the camera is Option or Alt middle click. And there's no middle click, right, when it comes to a trackpad, a touchpad. So that's what I'm using. So what I had to do was actually go into my preferences and just map a keyboard shortcut for camera translate right there. And there we go. Now I can move the camera around, right? Okay, so I've got my skull here, and you can see as we're in here, we've got layers. So I only have a single layer right now. And we can see up top here our texture set list. So this particular texture, this came in as an FBX file. So we have the skull itself and we have the teeth. So I could turn the teeth off if I wanted to, right? Pretty useful if you don't want teeth. Also, if we go into this view here, we can change our environment settings. So right now it's using something called Atelier for our environment settings. And those who are more familiar with Dimension or Substance 3D Stager probably used to using stuff like this to put an environmental background. So here we've got, oh, this is, I like this one. It's very good. Cave entry in the forest. Over clouds. Yes, a sky flying around over clouds, right? That's funny. I kind of remember back in when I was a small child, we would have like, and this was in New England, we would have a, what do you call it? A Saturday morning sort of special. They usually have two old black and white films back to back. I believe they called it the Creature Double Feature. It was on after Saturday morning cartoons. So you could go in and, they'd always play these old films. And one was called The Screaming Skull. And, the effects were kind of interesting. It was just basically a superimposition of a skull that would move over things. But it was one of those old, oh, this one's nice, Autumn Forest. This is what we're going to use right here. Yeah, it was neat. It was an interesting film. Yeah, The Screaming Skull. All right, so here we've got properties for paint. And right now, right, just like a lot of this stuff, it's just using the default, right, material. So let's go over here. You've got a lot of different options over here. So it goes way beyond what you have inside of Substance 3D Stager or Dimension, because you have both materials here, but you also have smart materials. So my understanding is that smart materials have additional kind of bonus layers to them, and you can like increase the different properties. Let's try one of these out. So I don't know if I have something that is good for a skull, but glass film dirty mirror, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can just drop these right onto each particular texture. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I say it's not what I'm going to use, but it is pretty cool. Hull damage, metal rough. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So as you kind of hover over these, you can get a idea of what... Oh, look at this. Wow. These are really complex. And as you can see, you can stack these materials too. Let's just undo. There we go. Huh. There's like so much stuff in here that I'm just sort of like a little overwhelmed right now. Look at all the layers that it brought up. We've got fire. We've got... I don't know how to use this. Which is pretty cool. And again, this is why I named the stream Exploring Substance 3D Painter and not, hey, here's how to use Substance 3D Painter, right? Because I'm not the guy to tell you how to use Substance 3D Painter. Because I don't know it. But this is pretty neat. Plastic. Steel. Do we have bone anywhere? Let's go up to the bees. Bone. There we go. Bone stylized. Let's drop that on there. Cool. Oh, this is much, much simpler than that last one. All right. So how do we actually get to the properties of this particular guy here? No properties on bone stylized. If I right click, I get something. Well, base color, height, roughness, metallic, and normal. What's this guy? Add preset layer. Right on. Well. Oh. Oh, interesting. So I guess it didn't fully load that first time, because now I can get to my different items here. So this dirt layer has a number of properties, and we can switch between this, which is fill, and material. So let's see what we can do here. We've got our tiling, rotation, offset. I usually don't mess with that stuff, even when it comes to the more simple applications. But we've got our base color. So if we want to make this more more skewed toward white, right? That should do it for us. No, not really. All right. We got our opacity slider here. Oh, there we go. So we can take the opacity of that base down. So this is what's confusing to me as a new user. Oh, okay. It's starting to make more sense, right? So the way it's working with these materials when you place them on, right? This is the material and it's in a folder, so it's in a group. So we've got dirt, and here's the base. So yeah, if we choose this, it's just a folder, so obviously we're not going to get anything. This makes a lot more sense now. Isn't it nice to be learning together? Yes. So again, how is everyone doing today? There are a number of you on here live. So do say hello. Oh my gosh. I had a number of workshops last week that I did for Adobe and EdgeGain. All educator-focused workshops. I did a full day of Adobe Animate. I did a full day of Adobe After Effects. And then I did an hour or two of a combination of Adobe Express Essentials and Adobe Express and Illustrator Essentials. Last week was a full week. This week is much better because I've got a lot more time on my hands. So I've been writing and I'm doing this and yeah. Let's see, height, that's not really doing anything. I don't think there's really much height information in the bone. Roughness, we can look at that. Oh yeah. Metallic. We don't really want metallic bone. That wouldn't make much sense, would it? And then we've got normals. Normals is something I still don't quite understand too much around 3D stuff as I'm exploring it. But yeah, so let's have a look at dirt. Material mode, no resource selected. And if I click on it, Material dirt? No. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. So I put a terracotta color 2 spread on here for the dirt. Oh, and it's got presets. This is one of the things I really like about the Substance 3D materials, is when they have little presets. The presets just go through and they make, you can see how they differ here as I switch them. But they make, yeah, that's pretty cool. What am I trying to say? They're good starting points. So very similar to, like, if you're coming into this from something like Lightroom, right? You've got a number of presets in Lightroom, and, you know, I always tell my students as we go through Lightroom that the presets are meant to, you know, I mean, you can just throw them on there, but they're really meant to give you a starting point that you can then tweak, right? So if you find a preset that's going to a specific point, a specific look, then you can tweak that preset. Let's put some red on there. Attributes. I don't know what these little things indicate. Content effects stack marker. Mask effects stack marker. So yeah, that's one thing. I do know that there is masking, right? There's the concept of masking inside of Substance 3D. Oh yeah, and obviously there is a mask on here, right? So if I brush, yeah, nothing happens. Yeah, so I'm not really affecting that mask whatsoever. Oh, look at this though. The mask, when you choose it, you've got your mask editor, your levels. See, that's the thing, like these 3D things, even though I know they're meant to be, right, not as complex as a lot of other 3D applications, they are complex. Like these are very complicated apps to get through. So let's see, I want to add a new layer. So let's see, add paint. Yeah. Can I, no? All right, so let's add that and choose something here. So what do we got? We've got our smart materials. We've got smart masks. We've got filters. Brushes. Yeah. Oh, look at this. We got brushes for things like bullet impact, broken glass. Oh, let's try this out. Oh, look at that. It shows you physical paint. And yeah, so you can change the brush size just as you would in Photoshop, just using the square brackets on your keyboard. That doesn't look like it's broken at all, does it? Broken glass. Let's try bullet impact. Oh, interesting. Look at that. See, I'm gonna get flagged for like violent content by using a bullet impact. Let's do a Command or Control Z and undo that, because I don't need to get flagged. We've got dirt. Dynamic stroke compatible dirt. Yeah, so this is one of the cool things about oh, that's cool. So when it comes to this particular app, it is really kind of like Photoshop for 3D. So we can put some dirt on here. So really stylizing what we've got going on. Putting some texture. Let's put some additional types of dirt on there. That's maybe a little too much. Calm down, Joseph. Yeah, I mean, the brushing in here does, you know, obviously it's doing it in 3D space, but it does feel a lot like the sort of stuff you would do inside of Photoshop, which is nice, because I'm much more used to Photoshop than this. Substance 3D Painter. Yeah, this is so cool. You can layer all this different dirt, and you've got, I mean, these are the regular brush settings that you usually have inside of Photoshop, right? You have things like size, flow, opacity, spacing, angle, jitter. I mean, for real. And then, gosh. So, who here uses this a lot? Is there anybody on the stream that's like, oh, like, yeah, I use this all the time? Or, oops, yeah. Or is this kind of new to everybody? Cracks. Look at that, put in some cracks, yo. I'm hitting the wrong button here. Ugh. Uh-oh. Why does it do this? Why does macOS do this? Why does Painter need accessibility features? Oh. Sure, Painter, go ahead. Hello, how are you? Hayadas. Hope I'm saying that right. Oh, look at that. Some cracks in there. So this is the cool thing, right? When it comes to something like Substance 3D Stager, you can go through and, right, you're doing stuff like, you know, just setting a material on different pieces of your model, right? When it comes to what we're doing here, you know, we are not restricted to only materials. We can actually go through. Oh, this is amazing. I love this, how it shows you the real-time preview as you're making adjustments here. And it also shows you the preview there, of course. Very nice. Ooh. Ah, my jaw. Yeah. So, interesting. Oh, Blender. Hyadas. Hyadas. This is a pronunciation. Very cool. Yeah. So I got it mostly right, I think. That one wasn't that great. So using Blender, yeah. Blender is something that I haven't used much, but I'm getting a bit into it as well. Getting a bit into Blender and some of the other Substance 3D apps. Let's see if I can remember my shortcuts here. That's don't jump, don't jump. That's always like the hardest thing when it comes to, you know, picking up new stuff, right? Is just like just getting those keyboard shortcuts into your muscle memory, you know? And let's break the jaw over here too. Let's really smash the nose up. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine, like, the more, like anything, right? Stuff like Photoshop that's been around for like years and years and years, and, you know, you get used to it to the point where it is absolutely like second nature. And I'm like that with a number of things. I mean, Adobe Animate, for one, I am very much, you know, it's just it's hard to even think about, because it's just so second nature. It's just like built in, ingrained. All right, well, I think that's enough of that. I've really taken this skull to another level here. So what else we got? I don't know if I want to do more of these things. Fibers. Yeah, there's so many different things, and it's like I want to learn all this stuff because it's you know, like as was said, it is so interesting, and you know, once you're able to get the hang of it, of course, like glitter party. All right, I'm gonna undo this, but I gotta check it out. Look at that glitter party. Undo. That's fun. Fur. What? Uh-oh. This may kill my machine here. As soon as I clicked on fur, my mouse just kind of like disappeared. Oh, you can see it still works here. It's just having a hard time. So let's try to select something else. There we go. Yeah, for some reason, was not able to quite do that. Fur. That's not very good. Frost. Oh, that's cool. You could use this for like mold or something too, right? Actually, let's undo this and let's do exactly that. Let's put like some, if we can. Alpha Frost 1. Attributes, no. See, I really want to change the color. I mean, I guess... Oh, here we go. Uniform color. Hello. Let's go ahead and make this a little green. A little closer to yellow. There we go. That's nice. It's a nice kind of moldy appearance, right? And shape. Oh yeah, so you can make it like really branches. Is lovely. Yeah, so this is really like Frost. They probably do have a mold one. I mean, yeah, exactly. There are so many brushes in here that it's like kind of amazing. Oh yeah, look at this author. And I cannot pronounce this at all. So no wonder Adobe changed the names of all this stuff. Well, let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Ugh. Mold. Ugh. See, and we're in the forest setting here, so it totally makes sense. Let's get a nice big one. Oh yeah, disgusting. Oh boy. So gross. So it's funny, I remember, you know, so I grew up in the woods, and I would take walks along the road and everything. And there's you know, there's stuff you find along the side of the road. And I remember that there was this sort of like, I don't know what it was. It was some kind of animal, right? And you know, it was mostly bones, but it was cloth. You know, it had been obviously like there dead for a while. But yeah, there was a mold all over the bones, kind of like this. This is cool because you can paint in different colors and different sizes and however you want. Very cool. I really should have looked at Substance 3D Painter before this. Oh, the back of his skull just doesn't have anything on there yet. Goodness, let's fix that. We have done. I should save. There we go. Command S, right? Yeah. Oh, my profile. So my Behance profile? I assume. Yeah, I don't know as if there's really a ton of info in there. Let's make this darker. Yeah, so this is cool how you can just layer stuff in, right? And I might be doing this completely wrong because, like, if I was doing this inside of Photoshop, right? Like, what's something you do not do in Photoshop when you're brushing? You do not generally just, like, keep painting everything in the same layer, right? You want to keep things distinct so you have full control over everything, right? Down the road. So it feels very incorrect for me to be just painting on the same layer. And, you know, I could probably create a new paint layer, I'm sure. Like if I go here and add paint. Yeah, okay. Then I've got a new paint layer. Yeah, so I've probably been doing this very wrong in terms of how things are supposed to be. There's gonna be people who use this all the time. They're gonna see this stream and be like, oh my gosh. But that's okay. Yeah, so this is neat, right? I'm giving him some, he's gonna need some dental work. And actually we need to do something with the teeth too, because I haven't done anything with the teeth yet. These molars all nasty. But yeah, yeah, this reminds me of that. Because in New England, if you don't know, it can get rather humid. And I can't stand the humidity. It's one of the reasons that I moved out to my current location, which is very dry here in Colorado. Yeah, I mean, this tool's great. It's like very natural, you know? Like if you're used to Photoshop, it just takes a little bit to like get around and to figure out like what's what. But look at that grin. All right, let's go ahead and select our teeth. Let's focus on the teeth. I'm gonna go back to my materials here, and maybe I'll just use just these regular materials. What do they term them as? Materials. Well, that makes sense. All right. Do we have bone in our regular materials? I don't think so. A lot of fabric. Clay. You know, clay might work for, well, maybe not. For teeth, I was thinking. I mean, we could just use the bone again. And just use bone. Stylized. Pop it on. All right. So there's that. Crumples dirt. So these are smart masks. So I'm not really sure how this works. I don't understand quite how masking works inside of this application yet. Soft damage. Oh yeah. Get some soft damage on there, right? So I select this to, no, I can't brush it. Maybe if I put a mask on there? Oh wait. Again, right? We need to actually have this guy selected here. Mask. Yeah, I'm completely just like, I don't know how masks work inside of here. So, yeah, let's change the base color. We don't want that color bone. We want something, yeah, a little more smiley here, right? And yeah, I just don't know how to use masks. So that's something that I definitely need to check out. Filters, brushes. Yeah, we already looked at brushes. Oh, no way. Look at this. They've got a lot of Photoshop brushes in here. Oh, and they got a little PS near them too. So these are a lot of Kyle's brushes. They do have mold. Of course they do. I'm using frost in place of mold, but uh-oh, it did it again. Did it? Oh, I need a paint layer, right? Maybe. I think it's probably good practice to add in add paint. There we go. Mold. Yeah, the mold color they're using is kind of nasty. Red. Oh boy. And we can probably move this, right? No? Maybe not. Oh, there we go. So yeah, let's put some mold, especially up in these size, flow, spacing. Do we have presets for mold? I guess I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any presets for mold. It's okay. It's interesting that we don't have, yeah, mold seems like it's pretty... What am I trying to say? Joseph. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's gonna make it much quicker. Yeah, this is disgusting, right? Why would I do this? Ah. Ooh. No. Why would I do this? Just make these teeth all gross. And then we can really zero in on other bits and pieces here, right? Those details. Actually, I want to add some mold to the skull now that we have access to mold. Especially to the back of the skull. So here we have mold. Let's create a new paint layer, cause actually, can we rename these? Yes. Mold. See, just like Photoshop. I want to make this bigger. Maybe bigger. Bigger. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll put this on my Behance profile after it's done as a project, and people are just gonna be like, yeah, I don't ever want to see Joseph stream because my goodness, look at the disgusting stuff he's doing. I'm giving him sort of like mold hair. And don't forget underneath, right? Don't forget that. Jaw here. Yeah, so we have layered up quite a few things here, actually. Oh, that's gross. It's like all shiny. So, one of the bad things about this particular model, right? It's pretty simple, but right. So the skull doesn't you know, it actually has cavities here. It's not filled in. So what I'm gonna do is let's make the mold even darker. Let's make it kind of reddish too. It's disgusting. And then we'll just kind of paint in there, just to kind of help us out with these aspects. Here we go. Look at that. I think that'll probably be good. Once I put this on, I'm not sure what else I would do to this guy. It's been a good initial exploration of his jaw's too clean down there. of what Substance 3D Painter can do, I feel. There we go, look at that. Gross. I actually did not intend to make this gross. I just wanted to play. But you know what happens? Adobe gives you all these tools to do stuff like this, and you really can't help yourself. At least that's how it usually works when I'm exploring stuff. Yeah, I love this mold brush. Obviously, I'm using it everywhere. And let's add a, well, I don't know, it's probably good. It's probably good. That's super gross. I mean, it looks like a disgusting moldy skull. Who the heck wants that? All right, so let's look now at how we might, no, not that. Shortcuts. How we might render it or whatever, right? We want to be able to render this thing. So, this is a mystery. So let's see here. File. Export mesh, export textures. Oh, here we go. We can send it directly to Substance 3D Stager from here to render. You know, the teeth look way too clean now. I've made this skull so disgusting. We could export to Photoshop. I bet when you export to Photoshop, it exports like the textures and then you can paint on them. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and send to Substance 3D Stager, because I know I can render it from there. And here it comes. All right, generate UVs. Well, of course, why not? Let's see how it looks inside a Stager. Oh! Oh my goodness. My beautiful boy. Gosh. Wow. That's hideous. That is an awesome workflow, though. You have to admit. Oh my goodness. What a disgusting boy. Ugh. Oh man. Let's turn on ray tracing. Man, I absolutely love working in these Substance apps. Even though I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to Painter, I was able to create this horrible thing, you know? It's awesome. Wow. What a disgusting thing we made. Great job, everyone. Look at that. Skeleton teeth. It's got my project materials. So it created materials based on all of those layers that I put in there. That is amazing. Let's see. So yeah, hello LQX, hello Shantanu, and hello Umar. Umar asks, can I earn from this site? I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, let's add some environmental lighting in here. Cause this is just, we're just inside a Stager now. I didn't expect to go in Stager, but you know, Where should we place this skull? Stone bench. Let's just set him outside on a stone bench, right? Or a park. Or an office kitchen. Like, hey guy, here I am. A lake. Oh, beautiful. You know, this is one that my students often use, is this lake one when they're first working inside of Substance 3D Stager. This one too. Let's do exterior table. No, we don't want to do that. That's ridiculous, Joseph. Stop. Let's put him by the, well, I don't know. Let's put him by the lake, because then it's more outdoorsy and everything. So inside our camera settings, we're gonna match image. We're gonna match the aspect ratio of the image we're using. We're gonna create lights, and we're gonna match the camera perspective, which is gonna help us out. All right, oh my gosh. I'm not sure I'm digging that though. I'm gonna undo. I mean, we don't necessarily need, he looks pained, right? He's like, oh my gosh, somebody help. This is way too small, of course. Scale. Come on, scale, dude. There we go. Nice and big. Let's fix this rotation, because it's not great right now. And see, the trouble is, oh my gosh. The trouble is with some of this stuff as we go through here. No. You know what? I'm just gonna turn our stuff off here. This background is not doing it for me at all. So let's just render him without a background. And I bet I could find some nice backgrounds inside of Adobe Stock, but for now, I think this is gonna work out pretty good. Oh, Umar is saying a lot. Let's see. Doing very well. Well, thank you. I don't know what Urdu is. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. I'm just trying to find a good angle here to render this at. Maybe something like that. These skulls always look, the models always look a little goofy to me. Like the jaw always looks too big. Although, we can fix that, can't we? Inside of Substance 3D Stager. If I can locate the actual mouth. Yeah, here's the jaw, right? Mandible mesh. But of course I would have to actually choose the teeth too. So I could really, oh gosh, the teeth are all separate. I am not gonna do that. I am not getting too far into this. I've been streaming for almost an hour. So let's render this guy, right? Just render him out. Real nice, and that'll be that. So let's go to our render workspace. here we are. I am going to render it. Let's render it as just a PNG file. Actually, if I do that, is it gonna render transparent background or what? I'm not sure. Do medium. Yeah, that's just all fine. Well, let's try and let's put it in downloads instead. Render as a PNG. Now, lots of times when I render inside of Substance 3D Stager, my video starts getting choppy, right? Because it's using a lot of resources. So, you know, it may happen that, oh, it's only gonna take like 2 minutes. So that's not too bad, right? We can wait. So let's see. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, Umar. I'm not really sure what you're asking. So I would like to give you an answer, but I just don't know. Not sure. Let's fit to screen. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, so we got about 1 minute and 38 seconds left. So lots of times when you render stuff from Stager, right? It'll go through and it'll actually do 2 passes on the render. So this may not be 1 minute left. It may be like 4 minutes left, you know? You never really can tell. Oh, I mean, you can. But I don't know right now what's going to happen. Ooh. Come on, we're just waiting, guys. Oh, actually, you can't even see because my head's in the way. So you can't even see right there the little bar going. So let's blink. Oh, I'm gone. Yeah, so you can see it's like halfway there. So yeah, it's gonna do a separate pass for us as we do that. So a few more minutes, but that's fine. Not a big deal, right? I'm not worried. Ooh. That's interesting. Did they take... I'm looking at the Behance site, and I'm not seeing in the main... Huh. So let me show you here what I'm talking about. So I'm in just the Behance site right now. There used to be a live stream link up here, and I am not seeing that anymore. Like, where is live streaming? What are you guys doing, Behance? Why take live streaming out from the navigation? Looks like they have assets in place instead, which, okay, whatever. All right. Anyway, I'm just gonna. We got some time left, a few minutes. This is probably boring everyone to death, so I am gonna stop the stream here. And yeah, I'll place this little fellow up on my Behance profile in a little bit after it actually renders, right? So let's see. Thank you, Hiadas. Thank you, LQX and Shantanu K and Umar M. And anybody else who has popped on, thanks very much. I am gonna sign off for today, and I'll be back at the same time next week, so long as everything works out. All right. Thanks all. Fun, fun, fun.